Don't forget to come see us March 8th through the 10th at Wizard World Cleveland, and you can get your tickets at wizardworld.com. Plus, you get 20% off if you use our promo code CINEMA20. And if you like what you see, subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter at The Cinema Snob.
With the release of the final Madea film, A Madea Family Funeral, being released this weekend, it's best that we look back at the beginning of this long saga in the history of filmmaking with the 2005 film Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And who better to fully talk about Madea than I, the world's most prominent cinema snob. As far as demographics go, I go as hand in hand with a Tyler Perry movie as a sumo wrestler and a teeter-totter. So much has changed in the 14 years since the first Madea movie, in that, this is the only one to not be directed by Tyler Perry, and that's about it. That was the studio saying, "We trust you, Tyler. We just don't trust you that much." Instead, the film was directed by music video director Darren Grant and is the story of a woman getting out of an abusive relationship with her husband and turning to the TBS network for guidance. Think War Room, only with less closet space. While this may be the world's introduction to Tyler Perry, after this moment, no one ever again crossed Alex Cross. The films were based on Tyler Perry's insanely popular Madea plays, to the point to where Tyler Perry was already a millionaire. The mansion in this film is Perry's own house, and he put up $2.5 million of the movie's $5 million budget himself. I respect this. It's less that Tyler Perry needed to make this movie, and more that Tyler Perry had to make this movie. Now let's get on with what the poster promises us is a tale of why we should never scoff at the old woman in front of us in the checkout aisle with 50 coupons. A star is born in this film, and by that, I mean all of these shots of buildings that are featured prominently in Tyler Perry movies. In the first scene of Diary of a Woman, hey, stop writing on my credits! Kimberly Elise stars as Helen, who is married to a bastard! I mean, defense attorney Charles, played by Steve Harris. The third person in their marriage is Helen's monotone diary narration.
I don't know the stranger I sit next to. All I know is that with every dime in every case, he has changed.
Is this narration actually in the film, or do I have the what women want curse?
And here's their house. Great. Another movie about the poor.
They seem to have a really happy marriage, except this is a Tyler Perry movie where evil knows no bounds.
Get the hell out of my car.
That's not the lyrics that Billy Ocean wrote. Poor thing has to sleep by herself with pillows stuffed with solid gold. Think of the neck pain. Charles is just full of surprises. Honey, I can explain. You know that out-of-wedlock child that you always wanted?
Is that her? Don't play games with me. Tell me, Charles, is that her?
Yes, that is our new maid, and yes, we banged on gold pillows. Oh, my back! There's other characters, too, like Orlando. Yeah, look, lady, we're gonna end up together by the end of this film anyway, so I'm just cutting to the chase and moving all of your stuff to my house. You know what a movie like this calls for. I hear you, girlfriend. I had a whole bottle of clinker brick to myself, too, and I don't feel the least bit drunk. I see this 18-year marriage working out great.
I need to tell you something.
The sex robot I built finally works. I no longer need you, Helen.
Every line of Charles's is so diabolically evil, I wouldn't be surprised if he punched a McDonald's employee on their first date.
How can you say this to me? How can you do this to me?
Goodbye, Helen. Now be a lady and leave quietly.
Then she takes a dump on the floor.
Get up!
Okay, I think she might actually take a dump on the floor.
Jeez, Helen, even Johnson left his mansion with more dignity. See, baby, I told you this would happen. Let's cut to the chase and have our first kiss right now.
Stop the truck, and I will drive myself where I have to.
Don't grab the wheel. Hey, don't touch the wheel.
Never mind, they're having their first fatal car accident.
Then she tries her luck at the house from midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
This movie is pretty dramatic, says everyone 15 minutes into a Tyler Perry movie.
Don't shoot! It's Helen, your granddaughter. Don't shoot!
What the hell?
Wrong house! Wrong house! This is if Streetcar Named Desire got drunk and had sex with Big Mama's house. I'm not so sure I'm in the same movie anymore.
The hell, look at you, made me. Oh, hell.
Helen has two things going on in her life: divorcing Charles and struggling with movie tone. Madea is Helen's grandmother, and we're not only introduced to her, but also Medea's niece Deborah, a drug addict.
You take care of yourself out there.
Yeah, that Mrs. Doubtfire was okay, but it would have been a lot better if it was just a little bit more like Moonlight.
Madea can take any terrible situation and make it hilarious.
And I didn't tell you that he hit me.
I never thought I'd say this, but that domestic violence line really needed a laugh track. I bet they have a foolproof plan to get Helen's stuff back from Charles. I'm not too sure this is legal. Driving through security may be easy, but clothes, however, very confusing.
Who is Dolce and Gabbana? Who that is?
Dolce and Gabbana.
I now know what would have made the Sex and the City movies better.
No, don't rip the clothes. That's half of the movie's budget. This is exactly what Gloria Gaynor had in her head when she sang I Will Survive. When Helen tries getting money from the cash and good memories drawer, it severely interrupts Charles during his P. Diddy shoot. What a sequence of scenes. Helen and Charles screaming dramatically at each other, and this.
That's it. I'm calling the police.
I ain't scared no popo. Call the popo, ho. Call the popo, ho.
Somewhere Maury Povich is lurking in the bushes. Hell, it even looks like Charles is gonna beat the hell out of her. I don't know whether to call the fun police or the real police.
Just get out.
Charles, I have been nothing but a good woman and wife to you. I don't deserve this. You will reap what you sow.
Ever see She-Devil? If not, you shouldn't, because there's no Madea in it. With Madea standing there in the middle of this drama, it's like including a chainsaw in a reading of 12 Angry Men. Oh, you thought I was kidding? Madea has a chainsaw! What the hell? Madea Goes to Jail isn't for another couple movies. Too bad this isn't a Madea Halloween. They would have gotten away with all kinds of illegal shit. They're represented by her nephew Brian, the Brian of this series.
It won't happen again.
Yeah, I bet.
Hey, wait a minute. That's the same actor as Baxter Stockman. Thankfully, we have some respect for the rule of law.
City of Atlanta versus Bobby Brown.
Well, what is this? Repeat offender day? Bobby! Bobby, I love you! Sit down, Miss Houston.
You know what's great about the jokes here? The timelessness.
Brian's wife, Deborah, is the one going through drug addiction. She foresaw their daughter becoming the nightmare from the Madea Halloween movies. Enough of this. Go back to chainsawing shit. Relax. They can still throw shenanigans in the middle of this.
Ooh, that's some good stuff. You want something, John?
Brian, can you handle my divorce?
Anyway, excuse me, I'm Orlando. I'm here to woo your cousin. Let's get all the pleasantries out of the way, shall we?
I know I watched a man drag you out of a house and treat you like dirt.
Now there's another story you can tell my cousin.
This movie gets points docked for taking way too long to throw a drink in someone's face. In dramatic times like this, I wonder to myself what Medea's brother Joe is up to.
Crawling all over me, the rabbits! The rabbits crawling all over me!
You ain't supposed to be smoking that stuff, milk.
This episode of Atlanta is stupid.
Shit, I shouldn't have looked away. Cause it's a dance movie now. Oh, and Charles defends gangsters who just shot a cop.
I ran so much coke for you back in the day, I paid for that house.
And he used to be a drug dealer. I'm not so sure I trust Charles. It's much more sane over at Madea's.
I got a job for you as soon as I get some more Vaseline.
Joe, that is...
Joe wants to fuck his grandniece. She may have been beaten by her husband, but dead ass though. Helen has it bad. Looking for a job in the classifieds has never looked so diamond commercial. She goes to visit her mom, Cicely Tyson, and learn about God.
God is your everything. Don't you know he's a jealous God? He don't want no man before him.
Madea movies are in the Old Testament universe. This movie is going to end with Madea slaughtering Charles with a donkey's jaw. This is a pretty dramatic and well-acted sequence. I'm terrified that it's going to cut to Joe watching incest porn. Sure, Joe and Helen aren't related by blood, but would it matter? Meanwhile, look, Helen, can we just get our first date out of the way here? You already work in a restaurant. If she thinks this is awkward, wait till she sees what's going on next door.
She had to die for us to me!
Are you out of your mind?
Look at her! She's full of greetings!
Ooh, French Madea is crazy. This movie has everything. Religion, divorce, wise old woman, shitty husband with criminal ties. In the next movie, Tyler Perry sues the Kendrick brothers. And just because Eugene is here doesn't mean the movie has to turn into The Practice.
I don't take too kindly to threats, Mr. Jackson.
And I don't make idle threats, Mr. McCarter. I better get off.
Then he gives him a hand job. Sarcasm really doesn't work when talking about this movie, because anything could happen. And alright, sometimes she narrates from her diary.
Nights like this, I wish I had a car. Kept that U-Haul truck a few more days.
Glad they're only playing us her important thoughts.
No, getting into a truck on a rainy night is exactly what Shamar Moore on Criminal Minds would tell you not to do. Unless it involves going to a jazz club.
What are you looking at?
A beautiful black woman.
Smooth. I remember saying the same thing to my wife on our first date.
Too bad I couldn't read her thoughts as well.
Dear Diary, this man is fine.
Deep. This makes Diary of a Wimpy Kid look like Diary of Anne Frank. Ooh, best turn the lighting down. This is a dramatic drug addict scene.
I don't want to do this anymore, Brian. Help me, please.
What even is this movie? It's best to explain to me Deborah's addiction through the use of montage.
I didn't need to put in the Creepers theme from Dolomite. I just had to.
No better than what's actually playing.
What if God was one of us?
Damn, Joan Osborne got soul. Of course, this is followed up immediately by Madea trying to slide her ankle bracelet off with cooking products and shtick.
You know, I was watching the Animal Flannel Channel, and they say that when a car older...
I didn't ask! And how does she still have a gun? That has to be against the house arrest rules. I'm not entirely sure that Brian, Madea, and Joe are all on the same set together. Not sure why, call it a hunch. Brian was right to come here for druggy wife advice.
You need to help her. And at the same time, it might help you.
Don't do it!
It was a mistake to let Tyler Perry remake Drugstore Cowboy. Oh, and from this montage, I guess Helen and Orlando are a couple now. And if not, they are now.
I'm in love with you.
That must have been a powerful montage, but not powerful enough to improve the tone in this narration.
Dear Diary, when did I get here?
Diary of a Mildly Humbled Black Woman. Hell, she even wants her husband to keep everything so long as he pays her legal fees. Taraji P. Henson from Acrimony would highly disagree with this settlement. Anyway, in the drug lord subplot, the fact that I can say that sentence and mean it is why I love Tyler Perry. I hate him. Ooh, I hate him so much! The man's found guilty, and given the tone of the film, I wouldn't be surprised if they sang the He's Guilty song from Cop Rock. Guess that's the end of that subplot. What? I love this movie. I hate it. I hate it. I'm a cinema snob. Ooh, I hate this movie. That's not even the most awkward scene. Orlando proposes to Helen by putting an engagement ring on her while she was asleep.
You have to be my wife.
I'm sure there's worse ways to propose. Give me a second. I can think of one, probably. Oh, thank God, a distraction. I'm seeing my husband shot on national television. This is juicy. Charles is paralyzed from the waist down, and they're arguing about whether or not to keep him alive because the new girlfriend wants him dead.
Why are you here?
Calm down.
Why are you here? Let me go.
Oh, I forgot how much I miss General Hospital. Dear Diary, I win. Also, I can teleport now. Sure, there's some bad memories at this mansion, but at the end of the day, it's still a mansion.
But the one that is clear is rage. Signed, a mad black woman.
That's how Dr. Seuss signed all of his books. I bet Charles is a changed man.
Look, I don't even know why you here. I ain't giving you a dime. Call Brenda and get my kids. Where are my kids? Look, just get the hell out.
Not even a bullet can kill Charles's dickery. Helen had better leave him for good now. Ah, yes!
Let me explain something to you. Old Helen is gone.
I may have an erection, I may not. You'll never know. This better go into the cook the thief, his wife, and her lover territory, where she'll serve him the corpse of his dead lover.
Answer me!
Definitely an erection.
Then she beats him with a plastic bat.
Don't worry, she's not too harsh. She does give him a bath.
Stop! Hey, stop!
Why doesn't this film have all of the Oscars? Now listen to me, I'm gonna get you out of this tub, then I'm gonna have a salad while you sit there and starve! Yeah, cry about it. Your new girlfriend left.
Your little tramp didn't leave any money to pay her, so she left. Just like your little slut.
This is the perfect double feature with Acrimony, trust me on this. Ugh, goddammit. Didn't I used to be in this movie? I need a drink. Guess it's time for the third act breakup.
Yeah, she breaks up with Orlando, but let's see her cut off Charles's toe and put it on a birthday cake.
Just kidding. Instead, Madea puts her ankle bracelet on a dog. This movie feels like I keep sitting on the remote.
Mary Jean, can I get you to open the door for me? Knock, knock, open wide.
Shut up, you old fool.
Someone get Joe a hooker. Helen learns forgiveness in order to move on with her life. Also, she should carry around a loaded gun. It'd be hilarious.
So much life lessons and drama, and also this.
Forgive me.
For what?
This.
It should be very obvious after the fart joke that we then have a dramatic reunion between Tiffany and her drug addict mom. But meanwhile, I'm gonna replace the bones in your legs with branches just because. Never mind. He apologizes and we get a forgiveness montage. Guess that is the Christian thing to do. I hope this montage showing heartbreak and rehab centers then cuts to Joe taking a dump. This is one Climax addicted to hallelujah! You can always spot the uncomfortable white dude in these scenes.
All right. Somebody's been made whole up in here today. Come on and give him some praise. Yeah, Abraham. Praise, Bishop.
I think I got the address wrong. When's Estes Perkle gonna show up?
Sometimes it feels like uncomfortable white dude is only staying as not to be rude.
We will be okay. Father, when
Is that Rihanna that kids are listening to nowadays?
The only thing that would make this movie more amazing is if the Holy Spirit was so powerful that it caused Charles to walk again. Whoa! I haven't processed Charles walking yet, and now Deborah is miraculously drug-free? Whoa! Hold it! Too much genius for one scene!
What is happening?
What a perfect day. Then Helen has them sign divorce papers in the middle of Sunday dinner. Hey, why not? Could be worse. Madea could randomly shoot someone. Anyway, bye. I'm gonna leave and find Orlando while Charles sits here to awkwardly finish dinner in front of my family. Oh, hey, I guess the third act breakup is over. You could have waited till I got off work. I don't even have the soundtrack to Officer and a Gentleman queued up. And then Helen and Orlando get re-engaged, and she is never seen or heard from in this series again, meaning that Orlando probably killed her. Well, wasn't that just terrible?
Much like my review of Green Book, I have taken my positive review, crumbled it up, threw it away, and then replaced it with a negative one to win points on Twitter.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman was an instant hit, bringing in $50 million against its $5 million budget, thus summoning the apocalypse.
All but guaranteeing that the following year, they released the sequel, Medea's Family Reunion, clearly based on the Southern Christian teachings of Andy Warhol.
Whew. This is a movie that combined domestic abuse, divorce, fart jokes, 2 drug subplots, miracles, and the chainsaw death of a couch. I just have to know how much deeper the halls of this asylum go.